Welcome, everybody, to the demonstration. We are opening with a statement We're going to introduce our first speaker is going to be Catherine Everhoff with a statement from Latifah Simon. Please welcome Catherine.
Hello, Alameda. Thank you for being here. This is what democracy looks like. I'm Catherine Everhoff. I'm a member of All Rise Alameda. We contacted our representative to the U.S. House, Latifah Simon, and she sent this statement. Here's the statement. Can you hear me? Here's the statement from Latifah Simon, Congresswoman Latifah Simon. Can you hear me? Hello, Alameda. I am sorry that I could not join you in person for the Alameda Hands Off rally, but I'm with you in solidarity, and I am participating in the nationwide Hands Off mass mobilization. Today, we are rallying in every state, from coast to coast, to say this is not okay. To say, hands off our Medicaid, our Medicare, our Social Security, our bodies, our jobs, our rights, and so much more. To say, we deserve better. In the Oversight Committee in Congress last week, I proposed an amendment to protect Americans' access to Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, health care under the Affordable Care Act, and the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is SNAP. Republicans on the House Oversight Committee unanimously voted against the amendment. But as the Congresswoman for California's 12th Congressional District, I will keep fighting back against President Trump and Elon Musk. And keep fighting back against their unconstitutional and undemocratic actions. And I will be fighting to protect our Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security benefits. Thank God. Hundreds of thousands of people across the nation are making their voices heard today. Thank you, all of you, and she thanks the All Rise Alameda team for your continued support and fight. We are not alone. We will persevere in this fight for our democracy together. Thank you.
All right, now everybody, please welcome and give a big hand for Mary Claire Blakeman-Newman, who's the chair of All Rise Alameda, and a big thank you to Mary Claire for helping get this together.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so hi, everybody, welcome. I'm Mary Claire. I am the chair of All Rise Alameda. I wanted to be a sofa, but I'm only a chair. So, besides being known for telling bad jokes, let me tell you a little more about what we do with All Rise Alameda. We are a local, all-volunteer group that works on practical political actions to support democracy. All Rise Alameda came together after the Women's March in 2017, and we've stayed together ever since. We are one of the groups that pushed back Trump's agenda the first time around as part of the big blue wave that got the House of Representatives. We're going to do it again in 2026. We also, back in 2019, we turned Virginia blue, which then led to protection of reproductive rights and voting rights We're going to do that again this year because they have off-year elections in Virginia. So over the years, you know, we've worked to elect Democrats and progressives in California around the country. And we sent, I think, 30,000 postcards in 2020. We've sent thousands of postcards, phone calls, letters, all of that, and including this year's win in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. That's just some of the things we've done. We invite you to go to our website. You'll see a lot more. We have a table over here. You can get onto our list and check out our website, especially our events and take action pages. We also have a special page for immigration issues, and you can find out about the red cards and protecting our immigrant neighbors over at our table. Our next meeting will be next Sunday, April 13th, 3 o'clock at the Cottage at the Home of Truth. We may have we may not have room enough for everybody, so you got to RSVP. That's at 1300 Grand Street. So that's now, I've talked about us. Let me talk about you. Let me talk about you. Everybody here could have done something else today. You could be having ice cream at Tucker's. You could be at the beach. You could be doing all those kinds of things, right? But you are here. You don't fall down the stairs. You know, you're here, and as our friend Dan over at Get Visible says, you are getting visible. And while we're shouting out to Dan, thanks also to Tina and Indivisible and for Shalom with EB Flow, women organizing this. And you know what, as we've seen lately, the billionaires have caved. The universities have caved. The law firms have caved. You haven't caved. Thank you for being here and showing up and showing out. Thank you for caring about our future, our country, our children's lives, our health care, our union rights, our civil rights, our freedom, all the things that we say hands off to this administration. Hands off! Hands off! So today is fabulous. Today is wonderful. Enjoy, everybody. I hope you'll meet people from other places. I know we have a contingent from San Leandro somewhere. Karen Chin's postcard writers. They've written like 100,000 postcards or something. We can't let San Leandro outdo us in Alameda, okay? Wherever you're from, meet other people, form community. So this event is fabulous. But let me tell you about a day that's more important than today. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what counts. What we do tomorrow is crucial. And coming up this week is going to be a vote on the SAVE Act, S-A-V-E. It's a voter suppression act that would make it, you'd have to have a passport or a birth certificate to vote. Millions of people don't have that. We have information on our website about things you can do. And then the Republicans are going to be trying to gut Medicare, as you heard in the statement from our Congresswoman Simon. The California Democrats actually have a great program. I know the Democrats got a black eye lately, but they have a great program where we can actually call into Republican districts and connect their voters directly to their representatives. It's a very effective thing. We'll have that on the website too, okay? So I know that, let's not kid ourselves. These times are pretty crazy and overwhelming, right? Yeah. I don't know if any of you have heard of, it's called the Nerd Reich, N-E-R-D-R-E-I-C-H. And it's all about Elon's plans for a digital dictatorship. And so we know it can be overwhelming. So what do? Let me just tell a quick personal story. I had to clean out my mother's house after 50 years. And what I found was that there was a book called Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And that book helped me because it said, in cleaning or fixing up an old house, you have to take it one window at a time or else an old house will defeat you. So there's a lot of issues, but if we just take one piece of it that you care about and we clean up one area and then we go to the next area and clean that up, we can get it done. We have to have each other's back. We have to build community these days. We all know that. Times are going to be getting tough, right? So that's one of the things at All Rise Alameda. We say, do what you can when you can. We stick together because we have each other's backs. That's the spirit I hope you'll take with you. And just as I close, I want to just say, you have to take care of yourself, right? It's going to be a long haul. And one person who knew about the long haul was the late, great civil rights leader, John Lewis. So we all heard that Cory Booker gave a shout out to him for his famous quote about make good trouble. But he also said that, and we have the bookmarks over here, that he said, do not get lost in a sea of despair. Do not become bitter or hostile. Be hopeful, be optimistic. We will find a way to make a way out of no way. And then lastly, here's what he said when he was talking about impeaching Trump in 2019. Our nation is founded on the principle that we do not have kings. We have presidents, and the Constitution is our compass. When you see something that is not right, not just, not fair, you have a moral obligation to say something, to do something. Our children and their children will ask us, what did you do? What did you say? For some, he's talking about the vote on impeachment, this vote might be hard. But we have a mission and a mandate to be on the right side of history. All of you here today are on the right side of history. If you were ever asked, what did you do when the fascists tried to take over our country? You can look them in the eye and you said, I told them hands off. I told them hands off our democracy. Hands off our freedom. Take your hands off. This country does not belong to you. It belongs to us. We the people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Claire. What profound and wonderful words. I am the Alameda Poet Laureate. My name is Kimi Sugioka. Thank you. I brought some poets here today, and we're just going to read a little bit each. So the first person is Paul Corman Roberts, who is a long-standing resident of Alameda and organizer, activist, mentor, and incredible writer. Please welcome Paul Corman Roberts.
And also, not coincidentally, your MC for the rest of the afternoon. But we have a number of speakers. But we are going to open with a couple of poets invoking the freedoms and what is beautiful, what is wonderful about a democratic republic in our backyards. Maybe a public official or seven, maybe an administrator from a public school who could maybe look the other way when maybe instead of keeping the students tied down in wooden modular boxes on the hottest days of our climate change era, maybe have them put away the first-person shooter devices, training up our little future drone-operating soldiers. Maybe our future leaders and participants in this biosphere could maybe learn to feel granules of sand between their toes. Maybe feel the ocean's cool breath on the backs of their necks. Maybe puzzles or labyrinths to solve in the sand dunes. Maybe feel the deep salt blood of the planet's oceans wrapping around their ankles. Maybe this could be a movement. Maybe this would be a good start. Maybe make our youth feel invested in their future. Maybe this would bring movement, not outward, so much as movement, building cooperative foundations into our roots, conscious, empathic, loving, into the earth of our backyards. Education, yes, in our backyards. Yes. Investment, yes, in our backyards. Infrastructure, yes, in our backyards. Yes. Where our children play, where our children learn, where our children reimagine what it is to learn. No babies about it. There remains an impossible magic loving to be found in this country. It refuses to die. A new city is built from the twilight residue scattered by winds from a fall no investor saw coming around the mountain when it came. Hope was left behind somewhere on the journey, but like the river, like love, it is a relentless comer that reminds you that you are too. A quavering in the voice, and we become intoxicated on the tinctures holding all the secrets of guilt, grief, and joy so vividly felt in the collapse of television networks, in the bloody conquest of righteous barbarians, and an unfortunate smear of dog poop rounding up along the sides of your brain, sparking new loafers. We can no longer hide in laundromats, donut shops doubling as burger joints, no longer take full cover in union halls and miniature golf courses, walk easily into Canada because there is no longer an unguarded border for our new thing, our overlord-driven thugocracy. When that heavy particulate twilight coils its purple boa around our shoulders, that is the time we will most need to know that there is a place for us. Not just a place, not just a shelter, but sanctuary. A sanctuary. A sanctuary is the place where the monsters cannot reach us, at least for tonight. We have a concrete slab in the boiling night we lay together on a cooling absorbency, the foundation of a new kind of starry prayer. The time for hearing is over. The time for feeling the calls not of our allies but our comrades from afar telling us the collective sabbatical is over. Drain the bath. Wear your layer of grime against your nakedness, a shield of bacterial armor. You can't tell me you're not ready for this fight any longer. You can't tell me you haven't prepared the eviction notices for all the old demons you can't go on wrestling with the questions they are trying to distract you with. The time for having the right answer is always, but the time for waiting for the right answer is over. Thank you so much, Alameda. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. There we go. Anyways, all right. I want to welcome our next speaker, our next poet. She is your reigning poet laureate of Alameda. Please welcome Kimi Sugioka.
Wow, Paul. That was amazing. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to read you two poems and sing a song. And the first one is hard to hear, but I think it's important. Wrong is right. Place tariffs on imported goods so they become more costly, because expensive is cheap. Zelensky started the war in Ukraine, even though Putin invaded her, because defense is offense. Get rid of Medicare, Medicaid, and vaccines so the poor die off quicker and the rich continue to have the best medical care, because sickness is health. Trim the fat off the federal budget by firing thousands of skilled essential workers, because poverty is wealth. Deport immigrants so we will be safer and richer, though immigrants with no criminal records are being incarcerated without recourse, because innocence is criminal. Force the remaining Palestinians out of Gaza and create a Middle East Riviera, because imperialism is democracy. Drill, baby, drill without regard for life on earth so that oil will be cheap and plentiful, because death is life. Threaten all our previously allied countries, because war is peace. Ally the U.S. with Russia, Israel, and North Korea, because dictators are really good people. Wrong is right. And I read this before when Trump was inaugurated, but I think it works. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tina. Inaugural firestorm. Every time a new cabinet member is designated, I feel a blunt punch to my belly. Every word out of the megalomaniac's mouth is a searing burn across my cheek. Every day we go closer to his inauguration fells a blow to the back of my head. Every time I look in the mirror, I feel interior bruises and lacerations, and I ask myself, what must I do to fight back? The fires race towards the sea like a man dying of thirst. The humans scatter like ants from a hill crushed by a boot. The fires are talking to us. They speak of drought and overbuilding, overpopulating, overreaching the earth's boundaries. They divine our future with flame and ash. This is what is on our plates, a blaze of fast approaching fascism. The grit of ash and bitterness of bile is burnt into our palates like a soothsayer's prophecy of ill winds and betrayal. What is said, what is done, must not be etched on our tongues, eaten, drunk, or swallowed without our consent. We must cleanse our palates, claim the fire, harness the storm, and teach ourselves to fight back. Thank you. And this is a song I wrote that I think fits the bill. It's called Trouble. Trouble is coming, it's coming soon. Trouble is coming, what are you gonna do? Trouble is, time is an ocean and you can only catch one wave. It's coming for me and it's coming for you. Trouble is coming, what are we gonna do? Trouble is, we doubt our affinity with water. You gotta help me, help yourself. You gotta help me, help yourself. 'Cause trouble is coming by land and by sea. Vipers are slithering up every tree. Trouble is, the good are poor and tired, and the bad are rich and well rested. You gotta help me, 'cause trouble is here. You gotta put on your snake wrangling gear. Trouble isn't quick. It's slow and plodding and tireless. But then again, so are we. 'Cause I don't wanna be here all alone, talking to zombies on my mobile phone. No, I don't wanna be here without you. You gotta help me, help yourself. You gotta help me, help yourself. You gotta help me fix these American blues.
That was awesome. All right.
Keep it going for Kimi Sugioka, your poet laureate of Alameda. Absolutely. Woo! All right. We have one more poet before the next array of speakers, and I want to introduce a really good friend of mine, and I consider her the unofficial poet laureate of the Fruitvale, our dear neighbor across the estuary, who is here to help us celebrate. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. Give a big hand for Cassandra Dalit.
Thank you so much for turning up and turning out. I'm so happy to be here with my mom today. So proud. Hands off. My pussy, my ovaries, my fallopian tubes, my reproductive rights, and hers too. Hands off Social Security, education, and mom's Medicare. Hands off federal workers, farm workers, national parks for nature's beauty. We know he don't care. Hands off Palestine, you colonizer pigs. Hands off Ukraine. We're sorry, Mr. Real President Zelensky. We, the people, do not support oligarchs' white supremacy. Nazism don't belong here. We fought wars about this, remember? Hands off immigrants, immigration, folks just trying to feed their family, work a long day picking your lettuce like your cotton, underpaid, like your precious minerals, your robber barons. Let's melt ICE and Homeland Security and build with love. Let's tear down walls and grow what's needed with diversity, equity, and inclusion. Hands off our and trans rights, the vulnerable, the disabled, food stamps and general assistance, support marginalized and disenfranchised. Hands off planet Mars. Get off the moon, Whitey. Hands off our democracy, our retirement, our hard-earned investments. Hands off our bodies, our freedom, off Canada, off Greenland, the Gulf of Mexico. Hands off. Hands off our health department. Keep your anti-vax lunacy back in your ivermectin bleach-drinking compound. Hands off paper straws, windmills, green energy, the very future of our earth. Leave the coal in the ground where you should be, my not president. Deep, cold, and dark as your heart of greed. Hands off the media. We will not tolerate the Russian news-style propaganda machine you're planning for us. Hands off the Jan 6ers who should rot with you, seditious, under the jail. Hands off national intelligence, something you lack, Mr. Grinch. Mr. Gold Toilet wannabe monarch. Hands off term limits and all the women you raped and molested. You should be composted with Elon and the whole dodgy Doge crew. Hands off. All power to the people.
Keep it going for Cassandra, Alameda, looking good. There are a lot more than 500 of you out there. There are at least 1,000 of you out there. I know audience numbers. That is a big crowd, Alameda. We're very impressed. Very impressed. Real quick, I do want to shout out. We have veterans. We have a group of veterans over here who are here supporting us. People who sacrificed for this country. I myself am a veteran of the U.S. Air Force. We have to give it up for our veterans who sacrificed this. They did not sacrifice their lives or give what they've given for a dictatorship. That is something we are not signed up for, is a dictatorship, and that is exactly what we're getting with this president. Next, I want to introduce Shalom Brun. She is the founder of East Bay Fierce Loving Organized, better known as EBFLO. Yes, EBFLO, a part of the Trouble Nation, which is a national powerhouse for suburban women who kick political butt. Please welcome Shalom Brun.
Hi there. So wonderful to see this amount of people. Can we say thank you to the person next to us for being here, for showing up, and for saying hands off? So I am down at the bottom of the stairs representing those people who can't get up the stairs because I am muscular dystrophy. We are going to be doing a few things. We pulled a burrito of people together. It started off with Invisible. And then we gained some momentum with All Rise, Alameda. And then my group, EBFLO, joined as well. And what happened is we expanded this. And we're going to march down to Otis and Park Street if you would like to go. All right, we're just going to make a statement. When we get to Otis and Park Street, we'll be walking with the walk signs around that square for about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And that's just us moving, getting some energy out there. We're going to take this energy to the street. Before we do that, we need some good shouting phrases. So we're going to have... Yes, okay. We're going to have the next speaker is going to come up and share some wonderful phrases for us to yell. And we want to have one big clap for Dandy, who is over on the tables, who did all of the printing, these signs that say hands off, this kind of thing. She is incredible. And we appreciate her and all of that work. So thank you for being here. I don't know how many people chants, and then we're going to start to walk and use that energy, okay?
Please, Alameda, give another hand for Shalom Bruin. And rise up. Rise up, All rise, Alameda. Excuse me, all rise, Alameda. That's all right. Okay. Next up, coming up to the mic, we have a trans rights activist and organizer, as well as a caregiver for our post-op trans neighbors. Sonic Allure is going to get us started for the march. Please welcome Sonic Allure.
narcissistic sociopath fascist fuck that is ravaging our country and has no respect for the law or our Constitution. I did not consent to this president. 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 Thank you so much. No more years. 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 No Trump. No KKK. No fascist USA. 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 No Trump. No KKK. No fascist USA.
No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA.
Alameda, we stand clear. No Trump, King here. 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 This truly evil, unelected billionaire shithead that is using Trump as a puppet to run our country like a business and not a land of freedom that needs little introduction. We must get rid of Musk. 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 Fascist Dodge, what do we say? We don't want you anyway. Fascist Dodge. What do we say? We don't want you anyway. Fascist dogs, what do we say? We don't want you anyway. Fascist dogs, what do we say? We don't want you anyway. Immigrants are part of what makes the country great. Immigrants have rights. Keep up the fight. 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 Immigrants have rights. Keep up the fight.
Immigrants have rights. Keep up the fight.
Alameda, Alameda, everyone belongs here. 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 The current attack on the Department of Education is beyond unacceptable. Educate, we celebrate. 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 Due to the recent and ongoing attacks on our Social Security, Social Security, our security. Social Security, our security. Social Security, our security. Social Security, our security.
Social Security,
Our security.
Social Security,
Our security. All across the country, women's rights are being stripped away. Women's bodies, hands up. 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 Women's bodies, hands up.
women's bodies, hands up.
Whose bodies? Our bodies. 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 Whose bodies? Our bodies.
Our bodies.
Veteran services and rights are under attack. We fight. We fight. We fight for veterans' rights. We fight. We fight. We fight for veterans' rights. We fight. We fight. We fight for veterans' rights. We fight. We fight. We fight for veterans' rights.
We fight. We fight. We fight for veterans' rights.
821 bills against trans and gender nonconforming are in the works to take away the rights of these Americans to make our communities better. Trans rights are human rights. 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 Trans rights are human rights.
Trans rights are human rights.
The KKK has roots right here in Alameda, and they are still among us. No more Nazis, Alameda. No more Nazis here. No more Nazis, Alameda. No more Nazis here. No more Nazis, Alameda. No more Nazis here. No Nazis, Alameda. No more Nazis here.
No more Nazis, Alameda.
Thank you everyone for speaking out and coming today. And look at this wonderful crowd. Hands off.
Thanks so much, Sonic. Woo! Okay, who's ready to march? Woo! We're going to go down Santa Clara to Park Street. Take a right. March down Park Street to Otis. Go around the Otis intersection 2 or